Hi, this is Mabel, and welcome to Thrive at the Top, where we explore how leadership, human performance, and operational systems intersect in high-pressure environments. In this series, we're examining crisis in aviation, not from an instant perspective, but from a systems and leadership lens. And today, we're talking about the pandemic, but not in the way it is usually discussed. Not as a past event, not as a disruption, but as the largest stress test of aviation governance in modern history. Let's reframe this clearly. COVID-19 did not create failure in aviation systems. It exposed them. It exposed fragility in workforce planning, lack of integration between safety, operations, and human performance, over-reliance on lean systems with no buffer, leadership structures not designed for prolonged uncertainty. And most importantly, it exposed that human performance risk was not being governed. It was being managed reactively. At an operational level, we saw grounded fleet, sudden workforce reductions, rapid policy changes, uncertainty across global operations. But at human level, we saw loss of identity among pilots and crew, psychological strain from uncertainty and job insecurity. We saw skill degradation due to prolonged inactivity, fear returning to operations after long breaks. And here's where governance failed. These were predictable human risks, but they were not proactively addressed. Most aviation organizations had safety management systems, the SMS, they had register, they had risk registers, and they had operational contingency plans. But what they didn't have was human performance risk governance, meaning no structured oversight of fatigue, mental load, or cognitive readiness at scale. There were no board-level visibility of workforce psychological risk, and there was no integration between well-being, safety, and operational continuity. So what happened? Human risk was treated as an HR issue, not an operational or governance issue. And in a crisis of this scale, the gap becomes exposure. If we step back and look at this through a governance lens, boards and executive teams should have been asking, what is the state of our workforce capacity under prolonged uncertainty? How are we measuring cognitive readiness and decision-making integrity? What systems are in place to support safe re-entry into operations? Where are the early indicators of fatigue, burnout, or disengagement? Because governance is not just about financial oversight or compliance. It's also about ensuring the system can sustain performance under pressure. So here's where Safe Pillars framework moves from training framework to governance model. So let's talk about S, self-awareness. Leaders must understand their own decision-making under pressure. They should understand the emotional and cognitive state of their teams. This is decision integrity. Let's talk about A, accountability at the executive level, right? Clear ownership of human performance risk, workforce readiness, and cultural safety. Not delegated, governed. Let's talk about F, foundations at systems level. Embedded structures, meaning return to operation pathways, fatigue and workload management, and real-time workforce monitoring. Not reactive programs, but operational systems. And the last pillar, E, empowerment, the cultural layer. Can people speak up, report risk, decline unsafe conditions without the fear? If not, your system is compliant, but not safe. So you're saying, why are we talking about the pandemic? The pandemic may be behind us, but the conditions it exposed are not. Today, we still see workforce shortages. We still see fatigue accumulation. We still see pressure to scale quickly. And we still see increasing operational complexity. And now layered with airspace disruption and industrial pressure, the question is, did we recover from COVID? And now layered with airspace disruption and industrial pressure, the question we're asking is not, did we recover from COVID? The real question is, did we fix what it exposed? Because the pandemic was not just a disruption, it was a warning. And for many organizations, that warning has not yet translated into structural change. If you are at board level or executive level in aviation or any high pressure safety critical industry, this is your opportunity to lead differently. We support organizations in embedding human performance risk governance, operational continuity protection, decision integrity conditioning, cognitive load management at scale, book a workplace and safety resilience consultation, because the next crisis will not wait for readiness. This is Mabel. Until next time, lead well, live well, and don't just survive at the top. Thrive.